Business Brain, episode 691 for Casual FridAI National Handbag Day, Shannon, 2025. Greetings, folks, and welcome to Business Brain, the show where we take your ideas, our ideas, we crunch them, we dissect them, we use them to tune our business brains so that we can each keep on living those charmed lives. Our sponsor for this episode is masterclass.com/businessbrain. That's where you can go to get 15% off any annual membership. And there are some great classes there that you can really level up your game in a lot of different ways. I've been using it. I know Shannon's been using it. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. For now, here on National Handbag Day in Durham, New Hampshire, I'm Dave Hamilton.
I'm here. I'm Shannon Jean. I'm down in Scottsdale, Arizona this week, as you can see by the bland background. Not in my office, but yeah, glad to be here. Love to talk about FridAI. Thrilled that it's National Handbag Day. Amazing. The great thing about handbags.
You had a lot of opportunity and success with handbags.
Yeah, it was an experiment, and I wound up selling about 7,000 handbags, did about almost $4 million in sales.
Love that.
I had no idea how an emotional type of purchase a handbag was.
Oh, and right.
It was where I really learned about. I mean, I learned about emotional selling somewhat in the Apple space, right? Because people are super attached to the thing. But the handbag was just so different and so important to women that were buying them. Yeah. And it was, I learned it was a confidence builder and this. I mean, so many lessons, man. It just really changed the way I think about the stuff. So yeah, it's cool. Great day.
Cool.
Great day.
I've been messing around with ChatGPT.
Yes. Tell me about this this tasks thing. I've read about it, but I haven't done anything with it.
It happened accidentally, and now I'm going to start really digging in with it. I mentioned that I was using ChatGPT to help me with my picks for this family football pool that we're in, right?
Yep.
And it's great because I certainly enjoy watching football, but I don't track all the teams and everything. It's just not my interest. I get that it is for other people, but it's not mine. But it very much can be ChatGPT's interest. And so it's been great. But what I've realized is it's like, well, if I ask ChatGPT on Wednesday to pick me winners for the weekend, that's not enough lead time. That's too much lead time, right? You got to look like an hour before the game and see what the injury reports. I think all of these things I never would have thought about, but it told me to think about it. And then it said, hey, do you want me to set up tasks where I do this research and then notify you of the results at a certain time? Because it was like we could do this. Nice. It asked me, it knows that we have to submit our picks 10 minutes before kickoff, right? That's when the pool locks. Okay, great. So it's like, what if I do this an hour before kickoff for each, set of games that's happening? And then that way, you'll know. And it was like, great. But can you also do it, on Saturday at 3 p.m, just in case I'm not around on Sunday, I could still get whatever the most recent knowledge is. And so now it set up like 8 of these tasks for me where I get an email or a notification in the thing at the time of the executed task.
And it's continuous.
Yes.
Oh,
and
really cool.
I said, okay, could you, the email I get is that there are results for this task. You need to go look at them. Okay, great.
Yeah, I see.
But I asked ChatGPT, I'm like, could you just email me the results of the task? It said no, but I can link with Apple Shortcuts, with Zapier, and with IFTTT because ChatGPT's like, I have an API that all of those things and more, of course, can talk to. You could write your own engine if you wanted. The ChatGPT could probably write you an engine that talked to its API and all that stuff. Like the possibilities are perhaps not endless, but many. And so it was like, yeah, if you want that, use IFTTT or Zapier, and I can ping them, or it can ping me, and we're good to go. And I was like, okay, all right, I see. So these tasks, that's cool. What a great, like this stuff with ongoing research where it's like, hey, man, I want to know every Monday morning what the gist is in the podcast industry for the week, right? Like I just like look at these places and others, whatever you find, and just tell me what's going on and feed me that information so that I can go make a LinkedIn post that positions me, as a thought leader in the space. But right, and then write me the freaking post based on what's happening. And like literally what I'm saying here, I'm making up on the fly. I haven't created that task yet, but you can. And you can go to ChatGPT and just ask it, what tasks do I have set up here? And it will list all of them, not just like the tasks happen in specific chats, right? So that, you've got your threads of things. Sure. But any chat, you can ask it, what tasks do I have set up? And it lists them all.
Dude. Yeah, so I just
just
asked it, give me some examples of what you could do with ChatGPT Tasks. And they also call them automations. They can give you morning briefings, at 8 a.m., summarize top business news headlines and key market trends. And I'm sure you could say, okay, then create X number of whatever posts that you
all my social posts to make me part of this conversation. Yep.
Like focus reminders, remind me every weekday at 2 p.m. to review my Reseller Mastermind Slack for new questions. Weekly reflections, business newsletter. Every Monday morning, remind me to draft my newsletter. And they're pulling this from my content because this is it's like every look at this. Every first of the month, remind me to send sponsor invoices for Business Brain and the Reseller Mastermind.
Yes.
That's cool, dude. On the 15th of the month, every Monday, ask me to enter last week's total sales and profits for my... Oh, yeah, this is really cool.
I know.
I love this.
It's crazy. Okay. Yeah. And it'll set them up for you. You just, obviously you're right there.
At the end, it's would you like me to create a few ready-to-run automations? That's really cool. I love this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same.
I'm gonna dig into this. This is gonna help me a lot.
I'm going to experiment more with it, obviously.
Yeah.
But to me, this now starts to replace my reminders, right? I use effectively Apple's reminders. It's not really, but it's the same kind of thing. Where it's, just here's the task. I don't do the whole charting and all that stuff of it. But a lot of these reminders are, you got to now go do some work. Well, if ChatGPT can start that work for me, like that's, my procrastination is fueled by, I'll call it writer's block. It's, but that resistance to starting something.
Yeah, of course.
Right. And I know I'm not alone. So if ChatGPT has already done the work when I get the reminder, well, now that's very different because I'm not starting anything. It's already been started. Now I could look at that and say, that's utter crap. I would write this. And then guess what happens? I'm already in it. I'm good.
Man, this is great. Yeah, it's basically like I asked it how it's tied in with Apple automation. It's like, here's an example. I draft a morning business briefing. I summarize your latest sales spreadsheets, generate social media posts. And it's like, your morning brief, at 7:30 a.m., your automation or the Shortcuts app opens ChatGPT, asks for input, sends texts via a shared sheet or API, gives you the results. It's pretty cool.
I know, man. I know.
Yeah, this is really
This is where it starts.
What a time to be alive. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, it's great.
This is awesome.
No.
Yeah.
I know. There's so much to do here. And so much to learn. Speaking of learning, I want to talk about our sponsor. Because when you run a business, you're constantly learning, right? We all are. Sometimes from experience, of course, tuition, mistakes, and sometimes from people way smarter than we are. And that's one of the things I love about MasterClass, our sponsor. It's where I can learn directly from the best to become my best. I've been diving into Mark Cuban's class on winning big in business because if there's anybody out there who knows how to think like a shark, it's him, right? Then there's Sarah Blakely's self-made entrepreneurship class where she shares the mindset that turned a simple idea into a billion-dollar brand. And for days where a little push is a good thing, Jocko Willink's leadership and discipline sessions make me want to do push-ups just to prove that I can, but also starting to fill in a weakness that I have in terms of like leadership and management. With over 200 classes across business, leadership, creativity, and more, MasterClass gives me and you the tools to grow your business and your brain. You can watch or listen anywhere, even on the go. There's no excuses. They make it super easy. And with plans starting at just $10 a month, it's probably the best investment you'll make that doesn't involve espresso or Bitcoin. So if you're ready to live your charmed life and level up in everything you do, join the millions that are already learning from the best. And right now, because you're a Business Brain listener, our listeners get an additional 15% off any annual membership at masterclass.com/businessbrain. That's 15% off at masterclass.com/businessbrain. You got to go to the URL, masterclass.com/businessbrain. And our thanks to Masterclass for sponsoring this episode. I can't help but think about more of these automations. Like, and I have one that's like personal life, but I want to share it because I know that it'll get all of our wheels turning. What if I tell it, look, I saw this morning that the local wings place has dollar wings on Wednesday nights.
Okay.
And my wife and I like to watch the Bruins, and sometimes it's nice to have wings when we watch the Bruins.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So what I want it to do is check on Wednesdays and see, are the Bruins playing tonight? If so, send me a reminder that it's a Wednesday and I could go to the wings place and watch the Bruins. There's
or
like,
what about when you
pulling together multiple factors?
You were talking about like the Rush tour that they announced or whatever. What if
Dude,
you
my
said,
text messages have been blowing up like crazy because Rush announced a tour. Yeah.
Yeah. So what if you told it, hey, I want you to keep an eye on it, check and let me know when the first tickets start to go on sale.
Yeah.
Send me an urgent reminder or whatever.
Yeah.
And just kind of, it becomes more of your personal assistant, right? Checking on things,
Yes.
keeping track of stuff for you, checking on availability. It's
every Sunday morning, send me the latest news about the Rush tour that's compiled from the last week.
Yeah, and it's going to start like next is going to be like, oh, you wanted to make reservations for you? Okay, no problem.
Oh yeah,
and restaurants are going to have an API. You know what I mean?
They already do. Open Table. Yeah. It exists.
Yeah, so you'll be able to go in and make it for say, hey, I want to go here. Give me some options. Yeah, I think it's gonna be amazing.
For the football pool, this is how the way I got to this automating thing was I asked it. I'm like, hey, every time I make these picks, I then have to go and manually transfer them into the Yahoo Sports pool thing that we have. I'm like, can I just give you my login and let you do that? And it was like, no, I can't. But I can set up these tasks. And it was like, aha, wait a minute. This could be it. I like
that's
this.
Sweet. Yeah.
So that's how I found out about them and maybe that's the meta lesson here is just keep asking ChatGPT. Yeah. Dream big, right?
Don't
limit based on what you already know it can do for you. Keep asking it. And if it says no today, fine. But 6 months from now, ask it again. Because the things it's doing today, it wasn't doing 6 months ago. So
yeah. And speaking of that, like I think they just rolled out a new version of their Sora video creator, and I've been reading in the news about AI actors and actresses, and one of the things I read was that there's someone who's created this certain character, I guess, and they say they have agents want to represent these characters. And I guess they'd be representing the person who's programming that. Maybe I don't know how it works. And so everybody in the entertainment industry was in an uproar about this, and the unions were telling if your agency gets in, we're going to pull our client, we're going to tell our clients to boycott you and this kind of thing. And I thought,
that's not the right reaction.
No, this is a horse and buggy moment. Right. In my opinion, it would be like the horse and buggy whip or whatever carriage manufacturers telling people if they bought a Ford Model T, we're going to whatever, trying to threaten things. But here's where, it got me thinking about the movie business. And, I think that there have been certain golden ages of movies. I don't think we're in one of those now. I love movies. I don't think that, it's hard, in my opinion, to find a movie that really impacts you. Yeah. One of the things that I think changed I know changed for me, especially I'm an avid reader. I'm voraciously reading books all the time. Self-publishing, and I don't know who we give credit that to. Amazon maybe made it easier the first one, and then there's a bunch of apps that help you do it, and one I love called Vellum. Self-publishing blew up the whole book world. These sort of threats and hair on fire comments were all coming from all the legacy book publishers because they were the gatekeepers. Right. And I've been told by those gatekeepers that your book's not good enough. We're not going to publish it. Right. Nobody wants to read it. Well, you don't have to do that anymore. Well, and you can often make way more money by self-publishing it than you could.
Look at the music industry.
Yes.
Now, I mean, even pre-AI, right? AI is impacting the music industry the same way it's impacting every other creative world. And there's going to be good and bad that comes of that. And that it just is. But even without AI, the music industry went, like, there are so many people that have hugely successful careers that they started on their own in their living room or in their bedroom and a laptop, right?
Yep, exactly.
The playing field has changed, for better and for worse.
Yeah, for worse for folks that have had this. I call them gatekeepers.
Yeah,
I
think there was there was something beneficial to having gatekeepers. I'm not saying it was all good, and the trade-off is what we have now is better than what we had then. However,
it's different.
It's different, and the discovery of things was controlled by the gatekeepers and the radio stations, right? I mean,
for music,
the A&R,
the
A&R would pick artists, they would pay or cajole radio stations into playing it. Radio stations would actually get some say in that, and together they decided what music we heard, and therefore what music we could choose from to like or not like, and that. Those gatekeepers are gone now. And so there's so much out there that it's difficult to just who's picking what it is that I hear so that I can then choose what I like or not. And it's hard.
I think that's why
the discovery process is a little bit effed right now.
I listened to Jimmy Iovine talking about why Apple bought Beats and their music service.
Yes.
And his comment was, the only reason they bought us was because of what's next. And that means what's next on your list. How do we know what you want to hear next?
Yes.
It's all about discovery. And they had a very good discovery engine. And that was one of the big reasons Apple was drawn when they were getting into music, the streaming service, not just selling. So I think you could pick an industry. You're right. It's not that all gatekeepers are bad. Editors are good, right? It helps you.
Curators are good. Yes.
But it like everything else, there's pros and cons. And just like in other industries where, you pick it, news or books or whatever, I think, in my opinion, my crazy optimistic, everything's going to work out and be better. We're going to have this self-publishing version of movies.
Yes.
And content and TV shows. And you're going to be, and people like you and me that know nothing about, but maybe have an idea and the gumption to try it and use AI actors or whatever, or characters, let's call them, maybe some sort of thing. You're going to be able to create, like, look at the stuff with Sora and what's the Google's VO, I think it's called. The stuff that's being created by people now is just insane. It's super good. And
it's crazy.
Now, I'm not an actor. I'm not, of course, someone whose livelihood is threatened or whatever by this. But I would embrace this if I was a creator.
I was just going to say, your livelihood, our livelihoods are threatened by all the new things every freaking day.
Yes.
And the older we get, the easier it is to point and say, well, the way I did it was the right way. And it's
we want to protect
still
that now.
the right way. Yeah, and we want to protect it. It was, at the time, it was a right way. It might not have been the only, but it worked.
Yep.
And now, unless we work really hard at it, which is part of why we do the show, the neuroplasticity in our brains reduces as we get older. And so we're not as open to learning new things. It's more difficult to learn new things. So it's like, well, the old way was the right way. Well, it was. You're right. But the new way is also going to be the right way.
The right way. Like I can, from just the book standpoint, the authors that I have discovered in certain genres that I like to read or whatever, I mean, it's so broad, and the availability of what's out there is just like an explosion of content. Yes, a lot of it is trash, but I would argue there's a lot of trash in the movies. It's trash now, so it's just the same, only different. But I'm excited for it.
No,
man.
it's good
I'm
to shake things up
where it goes. Yeah, it is.
It's good, and there will be
changes.
There will be crummy AI actors. There will probably be some good AI actors. I know in the adult entertainment industry, people have been doing this AI actor thing for a while and making bank
ton of money
on it. Correct.
Yeah.
And the adult entertainment industry,
they're always early.
They're always at the front. Videotapes,
the VHR, exactly.
The internet, now AI actors. So, yeah, man.
It's very fascinating. So, love to hear your take on it. Are you in that industry, the creative side? Do you think it's threatening, or if it's going to expand your opportunities? I think you know how we think you should think about it. Feedback at businessbrain.show, and go to businessbrain.show/reviews and leave your review, and you'll get entered to win a MacBook. We're coming up. We only got a few months left of the year. The odds are amazing for you to win a MacBook.
They're in your favor, folks.
Yeah, all we want to know is why you think we should have a 5-star review.
That's it.
That's it. Just very simple. Tell us what you think of the show. Share it with everybody. It helps drive people here. Have a great day.
Have a great weekend. Keep living that charmed life. We'll see you next week.
See ya.